How I use ChatGPT to lower my taxes. Here we go. Have you ever used ChatGPT to help you with your life? Comment below. Okay, so if you are a homeowner, you know that every few years you get a letter in the mail saying, guess what? Your property taxes are going up. Oh, yeah. Now, you can, at least in New Jersey, you can appeal your property taxes if you think that your property taxes have been assessed unfairly and incorrectly. So many years ago, I did this about 15 years ago, where I physically went down to the courthouse and had to do my own study, comparing my house to others, and I had to go find out what houses were recently sold or evaluated. It was a whole, took weeks to do, and a whole day in the courthouse. Yeah. Fast forward, I get the same, letter in the mail, this time saying that, my taxes went up. So I was like, what are you going to do, right? It's the same shit. So I just didn't even think about it. And then I had a thought a day later. I said, wait a second. I wonder if ChatGPT could help me out. So I took a photo of the letter from the appraisal company stating that my taxes were going up. So I took the photo of the letter. I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT, hey, do you think I have grounds to appeal my taxes? Could I fight my tax increase? ChatGPT took a look at it and said yes. I said, whoa, I can? I was like, okay. Now, I said, okay, how do I do that? Now, I kind of knew how I do to do it because I've done it before, but I wanted to see if ChatGPT knew. So ChatGPT said, okay, well, you have to do a comparison study. You have to get comparables from a bunch of homes in your, within your town to see, if they're had any renovations done and if they are valued more or less than you, and are you paying more or less than them? And then you have to cite, those properties, their addresses, and, the valuations, and it's a whole table you have to do. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, well, I knew that, but I was impressed that ChatGPT knew that. So I said, could you do that for me? I'm not thinking ChatGPT can do that. ChatGPT goes, sure. Boom, 1 second. I had I don't even know, 7 or 8 homes, a whole chart, a whole table, a whole multi-page document all laid out for me. What? Done. And then I said, okay, so now what do I do with this? And then a second later, it said, oh, you just submit this to, the appraisal company or the town, and you're good to go. I'm like, no way. So I cut and pasted it, and I sent it to the email that I had on my document from the letter I got. And I said, look, this is what I found. I believe I'm right. I believe you're wrong. I believe my taxes need to be lowered. And I got the call from them the same day apologizing, saying, oh, we're so sorry. You can either, just before we, reassess the value and lower your taxes, we do have to send someone either over to your house to physically look at the house to make sure that, I'm not bullshitting them, or you could do a FaceTime. I said, okay, cool. When can we do FaceTime? They go, well, whenever you want. I said, all right, let's do it now. They're like, okay, cool. We'll, call you in a couple of minutes, and we'll walk through your house with you, and just to make sure everything is matching up to what you say. So I just went outside my house so they can see the outside of my house, that I'm not bullshitting them. I'm not giving them some cardboard box from some third world country. And they see that that's my house. They see me walking. I walked in with them. It took me maybe 4 minutes. So that's it. ChatGPT. And they said to me, oh, we're going to send you a new letter with your new adjustment. You can expect to save anywhere between $300 and $1,200 per year. So I'm like, whoa. So I'm waiting on my letter, but that's it. So from me asking ChatGPT to the end of the process where they did the home walkthrough on FaceTime with me, overall might have been 8 minutes. Boom, done. So if you got your letter saying, or your little postcard saying that your taxes are going up, take a photo, upload it to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, do I have a case to appeal my taxes? Now, ChatGPT may tell you no. ChatGPT told me yes, but that's the first step. And then if it says, yes, you do have grounds to appeal, then ask ChatGPT, like you're talking to a very smart friend, how do I do that? And it'll say that, right? And then you say, well, can you do it for me? And ChatGPT will say yes. And then it'll put that whole study together in a second. And then you ask, who should I send this to? And it'll tell you. And then you just do it. And then that's it. Although it does say it on the paper where you would send your appeals to. But anyways, so that's that. It's very, very simple, very, very easy. And I'm not saying that ChatGPT is going to say, yes, you have grounds to appeal, but at least ask the question and, it can't hurt. And then if ChatGPT says yes, because ChatGPT has all the public information, of the homes in your area, what they sold for, who had to pull permits to do renovations to their basement or the garage or the kitchen or the bed, whatever. And it's going to know all that. So that's public information. So ChatGPT has access to that. And then ChatGPT has access to your property and what you did or didn't do, whatever. So, it's all public knowledge. It's all up front. ChatGPT just does it for you. It's just so easy. And I highly recommend you do it, or I highly recommend at least ask ChatGPT, upload the letter or the postcard and ask ChatGPT, do I have a case? And then keep on asking questions. Can you do it for me? What do I have to do? How do I do this? Can you do this for me? Etc. So it's awesome. Hey, AI, baby. Comment section below.